Kingsbury Creek Trailhead is where I think that's at.
Do you know what you're talking about, Ricky?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. And then another 600 climb when you turn around. So over 5 miles.
Oh,
This is what you've got coming in, and then you're gonna turn around and come right back.
You know what you call that in Colorado? Our driveway. Boom. All right, so we got Rebecca and Ricky, who is the official unofficial sponsor of Becoming Ultra.
That's right.
He's been at the last 2. All right, so we're at the turnaround. Zoom in.
25 miles!
And I'll tell you what, that first 25 was pretty easy. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was so totally easy.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Barely broke a sweat.
All right, so this is the day before. You're at the turnaround. Have you thought about what you're going to feel like at this point tomorrow, just to kind of start visualizing?
I'm hoping I feel not exhausted. I'm just wanting to get to this point because then I know it's going to be half over.
So tell us what you guys are doing right now, like the whole recon and all that stuff.
Right now we are looking at the course and kind of getting an idea of what our plan of attack is going to be tomorrow. Checking out where the hard parts are, looking at some of these power lines which are supposed to be pretty steep, and then the parts where I might have some other trouble, and kind of looking at where the issues are going to be, where he's going to meet me, and that kind of stuff.
Okay. So how do you guys know each other? Tell me the story. Like, tell me the story about how you guys know each other and all that stuff.
She was our crappy intern at Rare Earth for a long time.
I'm like the platinum standard for interns.
Yeah, she was one of our first interns with the company that I own, Rare Earth Adventures, and she helped us get WA accreditation, Wilderness Education Association accreditation, and worked through all of that while she was getting her instructional design focused degree. And yeah, it's kind of how we met. She never did anything outdoorsy at all when
Really?
I first met her.
Ever.
At all.
Ever.
Yeah.
During our interview, I kept saying, I have no outdoor experience. Is that okay? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, are you sure? And he took a chance on me, so.
That's cool. How long ago was that?
4 years ago?
4 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. 4 years now.
And now you're about to run your first 50.
Yes.
Would you have missed this, Ricky? It doesn't seem like you would have missed this.
No way.
No. So like any good / bad friend in the ultra world, is it more to watch her suffer a little bit? Because I think we all want to watch our friends suffer a little bit.
Yeah, you got to go through that kind of hurt locker. I mean, that's kind of the rite of passage, is to get out here and get the feel for what it's like.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for her. I mean, having even seen her have the idea of actually start running, you know, and then watching her through her first 10K like last year
Yeah, here we
to
go.
now where she's at now with you guys is going to be pretty cool. Pretty fun to watch.
All his fault.
All right. What do you see his role as being tomorrow?
Just there to support me, do whatever I ask.
Which is pretty much always.
Pretty much all the time. You know, he has so much experience, and yeah, I'm going to rely on that to help me get through this. You know, because he's thinking of things that I never would have thought of. So,
Like what?
you know, just things that I'm going to need at aid stations, what he's looking for when I come in, you know, what he needs from me, just that kind of stuff. It's because I don't know expect. I've never had this experience before, and he's done it several times. So it's really helpful to have someone there, and he's helped me make sure I got my bags ready, and that I am just mentally ready to go. So no pacers in the race are allowed, so he is going to meet me at as many aid stations as possible to make sure that I have the supplies for the next leg. If I'm struggling, he's going to help get me through that, and just be there.
Cool.
I think the important piece that to bring her out this afternoon was she knows mentally what the temps are like, just kind of standing still and where she's at, and then this is kind of going to be the area that will most likely be where she's beyond the amount of miles she's run in the first place. You know? And so kind of framing that in her mind of what it's like, what the terrain looks like, and that kind of stuff is going to be key, I think.
What do you want to, when you see her tomorrow at the turnaround, what do you want to see out of her? Before 1 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah, definitely before 1 o'clock, which is the cutoff. But I think just her coming in, smiling, and having, knowing that she's worked, but she's at like a 70%, knowing she can probably she still has a little grind left in her. Being that the last half of the course is primarily climbing, into like that 10-mile mark, I think is going to be key for her to come in and be feeling comfortable and having a good time, but you know, at the same time knowing that she's kind of framing her mind and getting herself set up for the actual climbing and the grind that's going to happen the last 25 miles or so.
Yeah.
The one
That'll
good
be
thing
cool.
about having him here is he's always pushing me to do more and try new things, and just, you know, he knows that I can do more than I think I can, so it's nice to have that extra push behind me.
What's the forecast tomorrow?
It is mid-70s.
Like this, yes?
Yeah, probably much like this.
We keep seeing a little heat warning thing though comes up, like hey, there could be a heat wave coming
Oh,
in
that's
Friday
so
or
funny.
Saturday that'll launch it into the 90s.
Yeah. Not
So that'll
looking
be-
forward to that.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah.
Like an actual heat warning.
Yeah.
I thought you were joking,
No,
saying
legit.
like, I thought you were joking, saying these people think 75 is hot.
No, there's actually, like on weather.com, there's an actual
Oh.
They forecasted as high as 96 with like a 60-65% humidity
Tomorrow?
tomorrow.
How is that even possible from the forecast? That's
I know,
wild.
It's crazy.
Like it's humid.
Yeah.
Definitely humid here.
I'm feeling very.
So we've talked about like tonight she'll go down and then I'm gonna put together a small little aid box for her that will be able to address some of that stuff with ice and
Nice.
cooling mechanisms in case she does come in. And
Hit up every creek you pass. Like
Yeah, no
the base. It seems counterintuitive. Like it seems like the effort isn't worth it, but it's totally.
very, very much.
Die. All right.
Do you attract mosquitoes? Like,
I guess
are they
so.
like really attracted to
It's
you?
ridiculous, man. Typically, no, they don't. They aren't. I can go hiking with my wife, and I will be right here, and she'll be right there, and she'll have a swarm like pigpen, and I'll be laughing. Of course. All right, so rundown. Where are we at? Like, just give the whole rundown what we're doing here.
Alright, so we are at the Skyline Aid Station, and just checking out the description of the trail and seeing where the markers are.
So let's take. So this is which aids are this?
This is the Skyline Aid Station.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this will be stop 8 and 10 for her, which will be like 21 and 28 and a half
Okay.
into the overall 50.
Talk about the frequency of aid stations in this race, and your
So-
thoughts about it.
There are a lot of aid stations and they're pretty close together. I think the closest one is about 2.2 miles and the farthest one apart is 4 miles. So it's never really a long distance in between, which is nice.
Yeah, so one of the things we were talking about in terms of game planning would be if she, you know, one thing is she's running well. Yeah, so we would see her probably 20-25 minutes at each stop, roughly somewhere in there. The second option would be she's not doing that great. These aid stations being so close will actually help that because we can work the muscle, work some of that stuff, and get her going from aid station to aid station in that sense. So it does kind of help her in that, to have the confidence to be able to keep working through.
Knowing
with
that the
aid
next
stations.
time if I need something, it's not that far away, which is really helpful.
Cheese it up.